In recent years, as we watch the news on TV, the internet, or which other way we stay up to date on current affairs, we hear about sanctions being imposed on countries, organisations, and in some cases individuals. But what exactly does that mean to our everyday lives? In today's video, we will be taking a look at what are sanctions, the types of sanctions, and if they work. Hello and welcome to another KYC Lookup video where we bring you AML related content to help you enhance your knowledge in the fight against money laundering. Before diving into today's video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Oh, and don't forget to leave us a comment with any suggested topics you would like us to cover in the future. So, what are sanctions? Sanctions are political trade tools, mainly put in place against targeted countries, with the aim of maintaining or restoring international peace and security. Their principal purpose is usually to change the behaviour of the target country's regimes, individuals, or groups in a direction which will improve the situation in that country. The ultimate objective of a sanction varies according to the situation. For example, an arms embargo and a ban on the export of certain items or raw materials could be aimed at supporting a peace process and restricting the financing of weapons. Sanctions may also be aimed at preventing weapons from falling into the wrong hands, disrupting terrorist operations, or trying to change the policies and actions of the target countries. Types of sanctions. There are different types of sanctions: country-based sanctions, list-based sanctions, or targeted sanctions. The country-based sanctions reflect embargoes to the actual country, such as those against Cuba, Iran, and Syria. The list-based sanctions include individuals and entities, such as terrorists, drug traffickers, weapon proliferators, and corrupt leaders. The most frequently applied sanctions are sanctions on exporting or supplying arms and associated technical assistance, training and financing. A ban on exporting equipment that might be used for internal repression. Financial sanctions on individuals in government bodies and associated companies, or terrorist groups and individuals associated with those groups. Travel bans on named individuals. Bans on imports of raw materials or goods from the sanctioned target. Other sanctions may be applied according to individual circumstances. Targeting sanctions. A targeted sanction is focused on individual people or organisations. In some cases, a comprehensive restriction is put in place against a particular country's regime. Sanctions can also be targeted at a particular industry, such as banning the supply of petroleum and related products. Financial sanctions. Financial sanctions can vary from the comprehensive, prohibiting the transfer of funds to a sanctioned country and freezing the assets of a government, the corporate entities, and residents of the target country, to targeted asset freezes of individuals or entities. Certain financial sanctions may also prohibit providing or performing other financial services, such as insurance, to designated individuals or governments. Regardless of the type of sanction, it is a criminal offence to breach a sanction, without an appropriate licence or authorisation from the appropriate sanction regime. The main sanction regimes in the world are the European Union, the United Nations, and the Office of Foreign Assets Control. So what is the European Union sanction regime? The declared purpose of EU sanctions is to uphold the international security order as well as defending human rights and democracy standards, by encouraging targeted countries to change their behaviour. At present, the EU has 42 sanction programmes in place, making it the world's second most active user of restrictive measures after the US. United Nations Security Council. There are over 1,000 listed individuals and entities on the United Nations Security Council consolidation list. In most sanction regimes, the Council establishes designation criteria for the listing of individuals and entities for targeted measures. Some common designation criteria include threats to peace, security or stability, violations of human rights and international humanitarian law, and obstruction of humanitarian aid. And the last sanction regime today is the Office of Foreign Asset Control. The Office of Foreign Asset Control, better known as OFAC, is the US sanction regime with over 12 sanction programs at a country level and has approximately 6,300 names connected with sanctions targeting, making it the world's most active user of restrictive measures. At this point, it is worth highlighting that sanction programs are updated on a regular basis, with sanction authorities issuing notices on an ad hoc basis of the additions, removals, and amendments made to the different types of sanctions. Consequences to sanction violations. All sanction regimes consider non-compliance to their sanctions to be a serious threat to national security and foreign relations. Consequently, those who breach sanctions without obtaining the proper license can face severe legal repercussions. Fines range up to millions of dollars depending on the offence, to even prison sentences for the liable parties involved if the breach was considered to be taken place willfully. Do sanctions work? Sanctions are playing a growing role in modern geopolitics and are used at a variety of reasons. So it's very difficult to determine if the single sanction actually works, as there are too many factors at play. Although it seems in the short term they can have an effective outcome, the evidence suggests that the longer sanctions last, the less likely they are to succeed. Well, there you have it, a basic introduction to what are sanctions and the different types of sanctions. Please tell us in the comment section what is your interpretation of sanctions and if you think they work. Thank you for watching the video, and if you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more amazing videos.